Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. This is Ostranauts, and this is Let's Play Ostranauts. This will be episode 7 of my series so far, and I believe we left episode 6 with me saying I was going to go offline and clean up my ship, and hopefully I would have it done within the next couple of shifts. Well, it turns out that I was able to finish it in the current shift, and I think I've realized why. When I was cleaning my ship in my previous run through with my Complete Beginner's Guide series, I was cleaning the ship and I did not have the use of the laser torch at the time. I found the laser torch really early in this playthrough, as you might recall, and I think that really sped up the process. I remember working on repairing floor parts and being given the multiplier was 6 times, repair 6 times. And with the laser torch, I was getting like 24 times. So everything went tremendously quickly. The ship is currently 100% condition from what I can tell. I did not have them go outside and like fix the outside lights. I guess I could, yeah, that one's not 100%. But from an inside perspective, the ship is in great shape. Everything in here has been cleaned and fixed and everything that needs to be done. So we're in tremendous shape there. Secondly, I want to go ahead and install this battery. I've been kind of trying to decide how I want it to do that, and we're just going to go ahead and, well, first we need to pick it up so that I can place it where I want. And then we will do the install, and I'm just going to install it right where it sits there. And he's just going to drop it in there, and that switch will operate both batteries. Usually in this configuration, I leave that switch on. Eventually what I will do is have 2 banks of batteries, and I'll have one of them turned off so that I have a reserve in case I ever accidentally use all of the battery. I can go and flip on the auxiliary effectively, and we're good to go. Okay, this battery is not fully charged, so one thing I'll need to do is go ahead, back up to the fuel kiosk, and get that taken care of. Power is cheap in Ostranauts, $9 for that. We'll go ahead and top off everything else, although I'm a little surprised. I thought I had done this. Apparently I had not. I thought I'd already run up here and done this. So nothing lost then. We just made the one trip up. I don't believe, slow things back down, I don't think I have anything on me to sell. These are scraps that I'm going to want to hang on to. I think we're in good shape. So we're going to come back down to the ship, and we're just going to go and do some more exploring, see if we find anything worth working on and disassembling and all the fun stuff. I'm going to start to try to collect some walls and some floor so I can start building out a bit larger cargo area. And that's principally so that I can take more in any particular trip. I am relatively limited right now in what I can carry back with me. I do want to check and see. I don't have any outstanding fees, so we should be good to go. I don't have a lot of room to carry stuff is what it comes down to. I did see where one person commented that the alarm that goes off, the proximity alarm, one thing you can do when you're in a station, I had mentioned that, and we'll go look at this real quick, that I know that I can come in here and flip the switch to tell it to mute it, but if I do that, I'm afraid I'll slam into something because I'm not paying attention. And they pointed out what you can do is install a switch so that your nav station is on a switch, and it's only powered when that switch is on. And I think that's actually a brilliant idea. You can't actually tell it you want to go anywhere if it's not powered on. So when you land, you basically turn off the nav system, and you don't have the alarm to worry about, and you can't fly away without turning it back on. So that was a great idea. I might actually get a one of the switchboards. Can't think of what it's called right now, a control box to do that. That might be a good solution for that, and make use of a neat little tool that they have in game. So lots of ships over here, plenty of stuff to look at. I'm not quite sure why that is happening. I'm assuming that's a little bit of a glitch. I don't think I should be able to see stuff that's over there right now. Could be mistaken, but that seems a little odd to me. But we're going to go ahead and undock. We're good to go. Unclamp. Switch to nav console. Back away. We'll clear that one. Back away. Speed up just a little bit. Move to the outside of things. Okay, there we go. And let's find a target. This one looks all lonely. Let's go see about that one. Now, I could have gone to the derelict, the salesman, and looked at derelicts and see if I could identify any of those. And there is nothing wrong with that strategy. I have had pretty decent luck just going out and trying to find stuff as I run into it. This is like an interesting cluster. If I had a larger ship, it might make sense to go down here because I could hit a couple of ships, get some really good stuff to bring back. But for now, we're just going to go hit this guy. So I need to adjust bearing. Not bad. Wrong way on the vertical. I'll take that. We are 12 minutes out. We can speed up a little bit. And we will kind of start to, so I'm at 16 times now. We will start to slow that down when we get to 20, and I'll get it lined up. Another comment was if you line up when you're further out than waiting until you're actually in the docking process, that can make a big difference on how quickly you're able to dock and the amount of maneuvering you need to do when you're in the process. And I think that's a really good idea too. So I'm going to slow down here, and we're actually right on there. Let's see if we can, oh, too much. Okay, so I'm going to slow down time so that I have a little bit more control over that. 0.07 of a degree should be pretty good. So we're gonna go with that. Continue to slow down. Get a little closer. Inside of 7, I'll slow down to 50, which is where I like to be. 50 is not exactly a magic number, but I feel like I can control it pretty well there. And then we can speed up time, and it will auto slow down once we're close. Now we have drifted a little bit. The VCRS there is showing us off, so correct it for that a little bit. Initiate uncontrolled docking sequence. There we go. Okay. Not bad. Man, I did it again. I don't know if I'm nervous because I'm like trying to talk about too many things at once. I think that's a lot of it. And I keep coming in way too fast and bouncing off and missing the look of where it is that I need to be hitting the clamp button. I don't know. I feel like I just didn't see it light up for me. There it is. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. That's on me, though. That's not typical. Now, it looks like we're in a pretty significant spin, and I don't like that. I'm not sure if I caused that or what. So we are spinning counterclockwise. So we want to slow down by spinning clockwise. But yeah, there we go. Okay. And we look good there. Yeah, so it's a moderate-sized ship that we're connected to there. Nothing wrong with that. We are still drifting just a touch. Okay. We'll take it. We haven't experienced pirates yet. I have a feeling it's coming soon. But we will go ahead and, all right. Fourth shift ended. We are in untime. I can't remember if untime is one of the words I came up with when I was trying to remember what it was called, but there it is. It's the untime. What is it, 24 minutes or something like that? It has to do with how a quirk in the new celestial calendar is what it says down here. And yeah, a little bit of racketeering goes on if you try to fight the tradition. So don't do that, I guess. Okay, fun stuff. Here we go. Now I think I'm storing my stuff in this handy dandy little bag here. I do have, okay, so I do want to unload this backpack. I keep hitting the wrong key. I think I had scrap metal in that down here. I do, so that's a plus. Let's go ahead and there we go. And is that's electronics. That'll go there. There. Lots of mechanical parts. And some cloth. Okay, so that fills that up, but we have a completely open bag now. Well, we'll need the light. We want the bag. We're going to leave the bag for now. I'm just going to put it on the floor right here. Then we will get him in his pressure suit. Shoes first. And the suit itself. And finally his helmet. We're going to put the knife in his hand and hope we don't need to use it, but we're ready if we do. And I think what I'm going to do is a security sweep first. Just a quick walkthrough to see if I run into any folks. The plan is that we don't. Okay, we will come back and do a full look-see. Oh, there's a backpack in there. I like that. The more backpacks, the better. That is storage space. It's 16 slots of storage, and we have there's a guy. So I thought this might happen. Let's see if he's a pirate. He doesn't seem to notice us yet. He is a law enforcement officer, so not listed as a pirate. So there's a chance we can go and talk to him. What looks good? I'm not really wanting to flirt. Let's warn of superstition. See what he says. We probably scared him. He probably didn't know we were here. I'm kidding, of course. He more than likely did. Oh, awesome. Okay, so let's burst out laughing. That's always fun. So I hadn't dealt with hiring a crewmate yet. Maybe this is a time to give that a try if that option kind of comes up here. I did see it, yeah, ask about skills is listed here. I've had bad luck with this in the current build. I generally don't get responses. It says that I'm asking, and this guy responded. Hey, I've got skills in zero-G movement and operations. That's awesome because that's what you need to do things like disassemble and stuff like that. So let's ask him if he wants to be hired. They don't sign on with complete strangers. Well, I don't blame them for that, honestly. I think that can lead to bad problems. So let's make a mildly funny comment, and I think my CO2 meter is going to go off here in a minute. But at this point, I can go, I don't have an EVA suit, do I? I'm still looking for an EVA suit. So the one thing I'm a little nervous about here is I don't know, it said he's law enforcement. If I start hacking things up, I do have a permit to do salvage, so it shouldn't care. He shouldn't be upset about that, but I might want to be a little careful on what I choose to take while he's here on the ship. Doesn't seem that this is his ship, right? So I think we're in good shape there. I said not much. Let's... Metaphysical quandary. That's always fun. I'm really surprised. I guess I am in 1 times speed. I'm a little surprised the CO2 meter hasn't gone off yet. Just gonna nod. I'm going to complain about authorities, and I'll see what he does about that. And I'm suddenly desperate for intimacy. That's awesome. Surprised burst of laughter, but we're now acquaintances. We're no longer strangers. So let's see if that is an option again to hire or talk about hiring. Not seeing it. Well, I certainly don't want to attack him. There's no reason to do that. We'll change the subject. Hire his crew. They're not looking for work. Okay, well, so we've exhausted that. I'm going to go ahead and bid him farewell for now. So we'll change the subject, and hopefully leave is in here. I don't always get leave. There it is. I really hope I didn't accidentally double click and get something bad. It looks like I did not. So I said later, it looks like we're out of the that loop, so we should be able to start moving around again. Okay, so there's a full-fledged reactor here. That could be fun. I'm going to go ahead and head back to my ship because that's about to start happening. Okay, well, with somebody on the ship that is not a pirate, I don't feel as concerned about getting attacked. And I could be completely off base here. I just haven't seen that happen. It's either has pirates or it doesn't, is what I've experienced. So I'm going to go with this guy's an okay guy, and we can do our thing around him, and we're not going to get in trouble or beat down or anything like that. That's the one I want. We're going to pick up this backpack and see what we can find on that ship. We'll just start by looking for little stuff here initially, but we will go back for the reactor and some thrusters and things like that as time allows. Some food. I'm going to go ahead and grab food this time. I haven't been in the past, mostly because it just wasn't necessary, but we're going to get to the point where it kind of is necessary. I'm going to need it, and I'm going to want to have it when that time comes. There we go. I can do something with that. We'll leave that alone. Empty. Electronic parts. As we have seen in the past, electronic parts are always wanted, so I'm going to go ahead and grab those. And I'm just going to kind of do a quick run around here on the ship. Hang tight for just a minute. I'm going to kind of try to hit all these major compartments. If I find something really fun, I will come back and point that out. Otherwise, I just kind of want to see what's out here. Be back in a minute. Okay, I didn't really find anything terribly interesting. I didn't look in every nook and cranny. I mostly was kind of trying to hit the main parts. I do want to give one quick pass back here. Might as well look in those while I can. The one thing I was looking for is if there are any intakes, and specifically if they have Hydra intakes, because those are the best to have. And that's a Kang. So that's not one. Kang. I haven't generally seen where they mix. So if you find Kangs, you're going to have Kangs. There's a damaged battery. One more container here. Kang. So yeah, I'm not finding any of the super fun stuff, but we do have a reactor that we can start to take apart and see if we can find the fun pieces for that. So let's go ahead and start the uninstall process. We also have all the sub pieces that we could grab if we wanted to, so we're gonna first get that done. Okay, and we'll come back to the ship. Okay, relieve that pressure, go back up there. Now these tend to sell pretty well, this part. I'm going to go ahead and see if any of them need to be repaired. It doesn't look like they will. I'm only seeing 3. I wonder if the 4th one ended up over here, if it just didn't have the 4th one. It should have the 4th one, or there might be 2 stacked. I didn't think about that. There they are. 2 are stacked here. So there's 1, there's 2, and they both appear to be in, they don't need repair. They're not necessarily in great condition. Actually, these are all in really good condition. So we're going to take them one by one, pick them up, bring them back to the ship, try to find enough space to shove them in. First one will go here. I do have enough spots for this. There's only 16 spots, right? It's 4 by 4, so that won't be a problem. What I did find when I looked, there was food everywhere. So I went ahead and grabbed the food out of some of the racks that had it. But that's effectively what we were looking at there. For the backpack, I want to go ahead and put it on the ground somewhere. I'm thinking, let's go ahead and do it over here. I want to remember to deal with that PDA when time comes. We're back at the station. Oh, I didn't take my helmet off, did I? Let's do that. Might have been able to go without, but why risk it, right? Okay, we'll come back here, pick up one of these. Go get the next one. And some of those parts are pretty small. We're going to get the majority of this reactor, if not the whole thing. The one long piece might be a little awkward to fit. I'm trying to figure out if that's going to be okay. And one thing I had talked about in one of the previous videos is blocking the air vents. I had always seemed to experience some trouble, and what I'm hearing is actually it should only be a problem if the air vent is being blocked by a canister. I think that was really the long and short of what I read. That didn't seem to be the experience I had in the past, but I'm not going to swear that it wasn't. I just know there had been a couple of times when my ship was very full and my alarm would go off and I couldn't get it to stop. And it seemed to be as soon as I moved whatever was blocking that the problem went away. So let's see if that makes a difference when he's coming and going, if the pressure drops or not. I'm hoping that I was wrong and that it is not really a problem for the most part, because that will make things a little bit easier in the long run. And we'll put that one here. So that's the 4 big parts. Let's go see what else we got. I think it's not the pellet feeder. It's not the cryo pump. I'm not actually seeing the one that I tend to, it's like the fuel injector, is that what it's called? I can't remember for sure, but the piece that I generally have trouble with doesn't appear to be attached in this one. That's the pellet feeder, and I think that's a pellet feeder, yeah. So I can't think of the name of it, but there's one piece that I do have a little bit of trouble with when I try to, size-wise, that might not fit well on my current ship, but I think we're going to be okay here. Now I'm noticing that this guy needs repair. Actually, he doesn't. He only needs, come on. Okay, have it highlighted. Yeah, he only needs to be restored, so we will go ahead and pick that up. One of the pieces needs to be repaired, and in order to make that happen, I'm going to want to do that on the ship so that the pieces around it are used to do that repair. Okay. Get that helmet off. Step down here. I need to move. We're going to put the bag in the hand, and we're going to put this right there. Okay, so we've Tetrised this pretty nicely. We're going to put the bag down right here. And I will say that so far it doesn't seem like oxygen's a problem. Well, or is it? It's G, I think, yeah. No, that's the blue is nitrogen, isn't it? I think I'm getting my pieces mixed up. So I think we're good on oxygen there. Okay, one more time into the fray. Also, we can use the airlock as some storage space, and that is not a bad way to go early on when you're struggling to get the pieces put onto the ship, particularly when you're still trying to make a little bit of cash. So the cryo pump is the one that's damaged. Let's see if we can do a repair on that. And I think at least if you get it to the point where he starts working on it, you can kind of knock off there, and then he can do the rest of the repair back at on the ship. So he started to actually do the work. Now we're going to go ahead and uninstall it, drag it back, and then on the flight home we will do the honors of cleaning that up and repairing it and then restoring it. We're going to put that piece right here. And we are almost completely out of space. I could maybe grab some of the scraps. I could find some of the smaller stuff to shove into some of these crates. Right now I'm mostly after big ticket items, more bang for the buck that way. And I could maybe go and see about grabbing maybe some flooring. It is a little difficult to do that when you still only have the pressure suit. It would be a heck of a lot easier if I had the EVA suit. I could spend more time looking around without having to run back to the ship every few minutes. So just a consideration on why I don't necessarily spend every waking moment shoving every nook and cranny filled with stuff. It will get easier once I have the appropriate equipment, and then the game changes pace because you're able to do a lot more at any particular time, or I should say in less time. I think that might be a better way to think of it. So we'll uninstall that. I think this is a narrow piece, and I have a little bit of narrow space left, so it should kind of slide in there nicely. Yeah, that'll work. Pick that up. That might be it for us. Maybe one more quick pass. Definitely want to get the name of this ship. I didn't think to initially, but this is one that might be worth coming back to because it tends to have, okay, we do have a little bit more space. I'm going to go grab the other pellet feeder. They sell for a couple of $1,000, and we're going to take that. Every bit counts right now while we're paying off our debt. But my thought is there is a lot of floor here that I would love to grab and take back with me and use to build out my ship. I'm just not sure I'm in a great spot start doing that without an EVA suit. If I had the EVA suit, maybe we'd just go ahead and do it right here. Got this guy watching our back in a sense, although he seems to be dancing or something right now. Okay, and we're loading up the pieces, and he's going to start working on it, so we can cancel that action, uninstall, pick it up, drag it back to the ship. I'm uninstalling the conduit, aren't I? Yeah, I sure was. We were not repairing the pellet feed. Oh, yes, we were. I just didn't need to re-click it. That's where I messed up. Yeah. There we go. Pick that up, back to the ship, and then we're going to go home. We're going to go home and sell this, try to fix it up, and we'll see how that works for us. It takes a long time to pay off that $800,000 debt when you get the dream, but we will get there. Okay, I think that's going to do it for now. Like I said, I could put something in here. I'm going to hold off, but I am going to make note of the ship name to make sure that I remember to come back to it. I mean, eventually, as a derelict, we could potentially buy it. Then we can do whatever we want. So this is the Punished Wind. Good to know. All right, we're going to undock. Head back to the station. There we go. Next up, K-Leg. Not bad there. Okay, we'll take that. 10 minutes. So we'll have about 8 minutes. We'll call it, when we get to 050, I will come back in here and start piloting again. But for now, we are going to go on to auto fix, auto restore, and he's going to start working on those pieces. Now we want to fix everything up because it sells better when it's in good condition, which makes some sense, right? And we're coming up on 050, 050. There it is. We're going to head back over here. We'll get her landed, and then we'll finish cleaning stuff up and go sell. Range of 20, 15, 10. There we go. Hail, OKLG, docking. Request docking clearance. There we go. I didn't line that up well. I don't think I paid attention. Okay, this time I'm going to dock the dang ship as opposed to trying to talk through it. So okay, Prox alarm, go away. Thank you. Gonna go with that. All right, see, I do know how to dock a ship, and I can do it without bouncing off 2 or 3 times. So there you have it. All right, we are now connected or docked, secured. There we go. Going to make sure that if I had any, it does look like there's still some restoration that needs to occur. We're going to get that done. Yep. I think that the idea of putting that on a switch is a fantastic idea. I'm going to do that. What a great suggestion. Thanks so much. That's what the comments are for. We can help each other out. I can certainly try to deliver the news, but I've seen a lot of questions answered that I didn't know how to answer, and that's a good thing. Okay, I feel like yeah, I did put that there, didn't I? Okay, so this has not been fixed. Is it not fixable? There we go. Is it not fixable? Did I miss that? He needs a heat sink. Okay, let's go do that. I'm going to get the heat sink, and then I'm going to go see if we can sell this stuff and wrap up for today. He's still in his pressure suit. He's probably going to want to take that off, but there's a heat sink right there. Let's go ahead and grab that. There's probably going to be more things he needs to get. Hey, there's a signal box. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to grab that signal box, and we're going to hook that up and see how that works. I failed to hit buy, didn't I? I did fail to hit buy. I've done that a few times. My old brain doesn't always process those things when I'm talking like it used to. It's a little embarrassing, but you know, I guess everybody goes through it eventually, right? So there we go there, and then we'll buy we're going to buy 2 signal boxes. I'm feeling, yeah, there we go. I'm feeling exceptional today, so we're going to do that. I'm going to run back down here. He's fixing, okay, so he's fixing the cryo pump. That's great. While he's doing that, we're going to make sure, okay, so I have engineering covered with a grid for barter, and of course I have the main cargo covered. So that's outstanding. We're good to go there. Let him finish doing that. Looks like he's done. Going to go get him dressed in his normal clothes. And one of the reasons that I need to do that is because the license is in the pocket of this. So that is one of the reasons that I choose to do it in the order that I do, and in the way that I do it with regards to that. Somebody had asked why change clothes. There, at one point, and I think it's still true, there was a comfort factor that wearing your EVA suit all the time, for instance, would start to become a burden. So really, that's primarily why, from a practical perspective, I just also, for me, I tend to put things like the permit inside his normal day-to-day clothes as opposed to the pressure suit, and that tends to work well for me. So we're going to run down to the old black market, see what he'll take. Anything he won't take, we're just going to sell to the license desk, get it over with. When I have space, I will hold on to stuff if I know that it can be very profitable with the black market. When I don't have any ship space to really hold on to stuff, it's better to just sell it. Move the goods as opposed to hold out for a better price. That's my take on it. Okay, and there he is. I'm going to pause because if I'd hit it there, I would have accidentally, I think, insulted him. I thought it was 2, but that's why I didn't click it. I wasn't 100% sure. Okay, oh, look at that. He has a Hydra for sale for $32,000. Not the worst deal. The Hydra is extremely helpful in the long run. But we're here to sell. So he is buying pellet feeders for $5,000 each. Can't beat that. Those fusion cores, close to $10,000 each. Done. The MHD generator, $11,000. Done. Those are the big pieces. In fact, that looks kind of like everything we had there. And let's see, over in engineering, he's not into the cryo distribution pump. So we'll sell that one upstairs, but we just made almost 60,000. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. If we had started working on the build out of the ship, increasing it in size, I absolutely would be looking at grabbing this. But we're not. And then the other thing is he does not have an EVA suit for sale. I might go ahead and buy an EVA suit because I do want to start building the ship out. And that will be extremely helpful for that. I did just remember I had, that one bag had some stuff in it, didn't it? I grabbed a gun, and I haven't dealt with the, I messed that up. The PDA, I haven't unlocked the PDA yet. And let's go do that. Make sure it's not something that's on me. It was in that other bag, I think. So we'll make this trip a second time. Sorry about that, got ahead of myself. I'm wondering if other players keep notes on things like, oh, don't forget you have the bag with PDAs in it, or things like that for themselves when they're playing. At one point in my life, I did that quite often, and I actually had a little notebook, one of those composition notebooks you use in high school in the United States. I had one of those that I would just jot notes down on different games I was playing, and I don't know, it felt like it was helpful at the time, but looking back on it, I feel like it really probably was just in my head more than anything else, not necessarily something that was in any way making a difference in how I played the game. So I don't know, I'm curious if anybody has thoughts on that. Feel free to toss them in there. So we're going to use hacking here. Confirm, 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 confirm. That usually does it. And I'm trying to remember, was there others? Okay, he simply, there we go. Oh, I sped up a lot. I don't know if that's why, but I couldn't seem to get it to actually click. Was there anything else in here I wanted to sell? The handgun. So we'll go ahead and grab that. We will grab the PDA, and we will go back to the black market. Just in case. He does not often buy the PDA itself, but he very often pays top dollar for the data that's in it. And I've been told you can transfer the data to your own PDA and then just sell it off of your PDA. And I guess that's fantastic. It always felt a little weird to me. In real life, I certainly wouldn't want to do that, right? I wouldn't want to put unsafe data on my device. So I don't know if that's just a security habit that I would have. Or did I not click this? I hit pause. I don't think that makes a difference, does it? Oh, I know what I did. I clicked the one I was at. Again, the brain doesn't work when I'm talking. Yeah, in real life, I wouldn't do that. I'd keep the potentially compromised data on its own thing and not mix the two streams there. So I don't know. Probably not an aspect of the game I will ever capitalize on because it just feels abnormal to me. So, but if it works for you, that is awesome. Do what works. Okay, so we're going to go back here and sell. These are in the backpack, and it looks like there is no data on the PDA because it is not giving me a drop down for it. So that's just too bad. And he's not even interested in the gun. Although, I'm sorry, this might be the PDA that we were dealing with. Yeah, I'm going to assume that is. And if this is my data, well, okay, I guess I messed up. But we'll sell that for $9,700. Why not? I feel like there was one other thing I was going to double check. Oh, I guess I could check. Okay, nothing's changed here. He's still not interested in the cryo pump. If this had flipped over and I wasn't really paying attention to see if it would have, probably wouldn't have. It is possible that he would start picking up other stuff that he wasn't before it flipped. But his timer there resets both what he sells and what he buys. All right, well, we're just going to finish up here by selling to the license desk. And we're going to call it a mission at that point. And that was in engineering. And it does not sell well, at least to the license desk. But like I said, I just want the space more than anything else at this point. So we'll go ahead and sell that. We'll see if they'll buy the gun. Usually they will. Yep, not a bad price. And the used PDA. Mine should be the one that's like new, so we will sell the used PDA. Good to go. Okay, well, we were at about 15,000 and we have picked up close to 70,000 credits. That's an outstanding haul. I am not going to pay my mortgage just yet. I think we can get another mission in before the end of shift, and let's see how that works out for us. We will want to pay our other fees and go ahead and fuel up. So I'll do that on my way back. There we go, there we go, there we go. But I think that's going to do it. I have the signal boxes here. I'm going to install one of those in the next episode. We'll see how that works, and we'll turn the nav station on and off, and that will be preventing those alarms, hopefully. So thanks for joining me. I hope this was worth your time. I'll have another one out here in a few days, and we'll just keep this going for a while and see how it pans out. Again, I thank you for your viewership and the time you take to pay attention to this and this little silly game that I'm playing. So thanks again, and until next time, fair travels.